Yo, 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 Nothing's Normal podcast. It's your host, Spinks, back at you with another episode. And before we get today's episode started, man, I just want to give a congratulations to us. We monetized last week, man. Nothing's normal. It's been a long journey. Nothing's normal. Shout out to Green Leaf for definitely the support. Shout out to Scarphone, too, for his sprinkle on the campaign. But we appreciate all the supporters, man. Like I said, Nothing's Normal Nation, follow us, and let's grow together, man. But without further ado, enough about us, man. Who I got sitting to the left, man?
You have Brandon Lynch. Yeah.
Let me shake your hand, brother, man. We got Brandon Lynch on deck, man. This is special, man. Before we get into Brandon Lynch, man, over here at Nothing's Normal, we got this policy where we don't like to start on page 50 of somebody's story. And only because, you know, a lot of times we judge people by page 50 and we don't backtrack to the beginning of their story to see, you know, how they got to where they got to. Like, you're a very accomplished individual. I'm going to let you tell a story. I'm excited. I'm cheesing, y'all. This is special. It feels good to break this kid's story, man. I knew this kid, you know, majority of his life. But, yeah, we like to start at the beginning of the story. So with that being said, Mr. Lynch, where you from, man?
Yeah, I'm from Greenburgh, Central 7. I love my home. It's just a few minutes from the city and with half the traffic, so I like it.
Oh, man, my man, Brandon. All right, Brandon, Greenburgh, New York, man. Talk about the household, man. How was it for you growing up? Did you have both parents, single parent, auntie, mom, pop? How'd that go for you, man?
I was truly fortunate to have, a mother and a father. I suppose everybody does, but I had two households that I can go to. Three households. I had my father's house, I had my grandmother's house, and I had my mother's house. And all of them were in Westchester. And, well, I've lived in Greenburgh my whole life. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's amazing, man. Talk about that dynamic for a few, the option of family and being able to have the leisure of going to this one's house, that one's house. Like, that doesn't happen for all of us as much as normal as it should be. It's more of a privilege nowadays to even have that option. So talk about that for a while, that structure and what it did, you know, for your overall story, man, your success.
Well, I suppose I don't really think about these things very often, but my mother and father, they got along for the kids,
right?
For me. So yeah. I always felt welcome going from one house to the other.
Yeah.
And I lived with my father, and I really don't know.
Yeah, no problem. I just, like I said, that's dope for you. It's probably hard. You don't pay attention to these types of things when you're living in it and you're growing. That's just your norm. Like, for you, that's just norm to have those options and to have that family structure. Like I said, for a lot of us, it doesn't pan out like that for a lot of us. So, you know, I guess, you know, it's hard to think about it. But with that being said, man, you got any siblings, man? How'd that go for you? Are you the only child, man?
I'm not the only child. I have two brothers, a bigger brother and I guess calling him a little brother isn't quite accurate. He's
That's
bigger
a big
than
boy.
Me.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? I'm 6'5", 220, and I'm the smallest of the brothers. That's kind of ridiculous, but
when it comes to boxing, we're gonna jumpstart right into it. Before I'll let you tell it. When it comes to the community and you think about boxing, there's a couple people that you think of. You might think of Rodney Brown, a.k.a. Street Dog. You might think of Leon Steele, a.k.a. Spinks. You hear the stories about Ronaldo Snipes, but if we deal with accolades, you got to deal with Brandon Lynch. As far as boxing in our community, I feel like he's definitely somebody we all should know. He's very decorated. amateur boxer. He's done things that nobody in our area has done when it comes to the sports. Been around some legendary trainers, shared the ring with some legendary fighters, old school and new school, up and coming and, ongoing. So it's an honor for me to introduce him and give him the crown when it comes to boxing, the crown that he deserves. With that being said, Mr. Lynch, man, how'd you get into the sport of boxing? And how old were you when you started?
Well, I went to high school, Greenburgh Central 7, Woodlands.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I went there too. Woodlands, Falcons.
Yeah, and the football team wasn't very good at the time. I think that they got a lot better.
Yeah, they did.
Anyhow, I really wasn't into sports in high school until junior year, and then I got into football, and got into wrestling, and I really got into those two, and then I ended up being a captain. Mm-hmm. And then after I captained for those things, I wanted to continue being good at athletics. I wanted to, keep. Honestly, it was because I like to work hard, and boxing is, if nothing else, a quintessential example of what hard work is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
So after high school, I went to college locally, Westchester Community College.
Yeah.
Another really big deal because apparently it was like, maybe it still is, like the best community college in all New York. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, I wanted to stay physically active after high school, and I wasn't I was not trying to be a wrestler in college because wrestling is not. Have you ever wrestled before?
No. Woodlands, got a bad history when it comes to wrestling. We're not gonna get into that, but it was a lot of the backstory with Woodlands wrestling just wasn't good. So no, I've never wrestled though. Shout out to all the wrestlers though, man. Shout out to Parker. We went to school with him. Shout out to Parker. No knock to Parker, but it just it get a little flaky with the wrestling. So I didn't get into that to answer your question. Nope.
All right. Well, I mean, where am I in the story?
Yeah.
So after high school, went into boxing because I wanted to stay active, and it was my uncle and my mom. I got to be careful about how I say that.
Yeah. Your mom is tough, man.
Mom's number one fan.
Oh yes, trust me, I know. Knock him out, Brandon. I've been in the ring with this kid, man. His mom wanted him to put me down badly. Damn. But yeah.
Don't take it personally.
Oh no, absolutely not. It's all love, man. It's all love. Back to you though. You said so your uncle and mom got you involved in boxing a little bit, roughly right after high school, kind of.
Yeah, right
okay.
after
So you
high
started
school.
relatively late, they would say, in the sport.
18.
18. Okay. And what gym did you start training out of when you started?
Well, the first gym that I started training out of was Main Street Boxing in New Rochelle.
That's pre-champs, by the way. Wow.
Pre-champs.
You're boxing
before
OG.
they, moved somewhere.
Yeah. Talk about it. We got to talk about it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't know what to say. I guess I kind of got a bad rap with champs to begin with because I wasn't very punctual, and I would get chastised for coming in late, and I guess they were trying to get me to come in and join their boxing team, but I was 18 at the time, so I wasn't trying to, settle down with one gym. You gotta go out and find all the other gyms.
Yeah.
Apples and oranges, right? So after I finished paying for the courses over at Main Street,
right,
I went over to Mount Vernon, Dole Center.
Yeah.
Big shout out. CGI explosion in the background.
Oh, yeah, good, yeah. CGI explosion. Yeah, shout out to the Dole Center, man. It's rough.
Dole Center. Well, the Dole Center was a blessing because Mount Vernon is a special city, and
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. It's special. Yep.
Special.
Shout out to Mount Vernon, man.
Money earning Mount Vernon. They don't play.
Yeah.
And when I first went to that gym, I had the honor of working under Larry Barnes, another prominent
legend
boxer.
Legend. Yeah, definitely.
Oh boy, he was in some wars.
Yeah.
Who was it against? Tito Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
That left hook, man. He whoo-wee. Tito, that left hook, man. That's one hell of a hook, man. Shout out to Tito, man. But just to share the ring with such level of greatness is it like I feel good sharing the ring with you, being able to say that. And people grow. The higher when it comes to legacy, your opponents, your training partners, the people you're around, they grow with you. Like the higher you are, it feels good. You've been in the ring with some legends yourself. So me being in there with you is like, shit, I'm in there with them. That's amazing.
Well,
Okay, how long after you started training did you have your first actual sanctioned USA boxing match?
I'm not entirely sure how long it was. Ironically, it was against somebody from Champs.
Really?
Against Dwayne.
Can we get a name? Ooh, how'd that go? And Dwayne, if y'all don't know, like I said, out of Main Street, Dwayne was a motherfucker, man. I'll be the first to tell you. Dwayne was what did he fight? 201, right? The 201 division. Yeah, he was tough.
Super heavy.
Yeah. How'd that go? How did that go?
Well, I mean, I lost. I lost that fight.
Yeah. You think you legit lost? Like, did you feel like you lost?
Well, I mean, we're talking about an amateur fight,
right?
So it's kind of it's simpler to just trust the judges, but no, I think that he won that fight.
Right.
He had the clearer shots, and I mean, they weren't really landing flush. I wasn't getting hurt or anything like that.
But 8 counts? None of that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But it was. Yeah. It is what it is, He was more active. He had the eye-catching shots.
Yeah.
And they gave him the fight.
Okay. How did you handle that? Was that a hard loss for you? I mean, first amateur bout, was it discouraging, or did that just motivate you to want to keep going? How did that affect your headspace? Because you end up going on a tear after that. You went on a fucking rampage after that. So it's safe to say that can answer that question, but I still want to know. Over here, Nothing's Normal, we focus more on the mind. We like to get into the mental. To help our viewers understand that these things can be done. We all take losses, We all have the same feelings. We just experience them in different ways. So I like to work on the psychology of taking a loss and what did that do to your psyche?
Well, it wasn't the first time I had failed I looked at it as a test. It wasn't the first time I had failed the test.
Okay. Wow. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
I suppose it's a little roundabout, but that's the way I look at it. It's a moment where you have to perform, and I mean, you gotta find the content
right
that's going to be important.
Uh-huh.
But when I lost that fight, I didn't take it hard because I had lost other things before. I was a football player. Mm-hmm. That wasn't a very good.
We always won one game a season, so yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, we was used to that,
But I was, I suppose I could say that Woodlands gave me the training necessary
to know how to be a loser, basically.
To learn how to lose.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, that's experience. How do you know you can be able to handle something until you go through it? Like you said, the test. We can't say we're ready for stuff that we haven't been tested for.
Yeah.
So that's dope, man. So how long after your first fight did you start winning?
Well, it was the next fight that I started winning.
Okay, so immediately, yeah.
Immediately after.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important.
Yeah.
Probably mostly important, more important than anything else, that you be consistent and and you be honest with yourself as an amateur boxer. If you want to be successful as an amateur boxer, I mean, some people they just like to box because they want to fight.
Yeah.
Some people they box because they want to win.
Yeah.
Some
Why do you
people-
box?
Why I box? Because I like to look good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Milk chocolate over here, guys. When it comes to being a boxer, give them a list of your accolades, man. Some of these tournaments you won, trophies, belts, smokers, exhibitions, whatever it is. Give them, a brief tour of some of your accomplishments in boxing as an amateur.
Well, I suppose the quickest answer I should say is I won those Golden Gloves. Yeah. Metro Golden Gloves is a special moment. Whether you win or lose, or if you get to the finals, whether you win or you lose, you still win because they give you some. Well, they did give you some silver gloves. I don't know what they do now.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about the Golden Gloves. Is a big deal. It used to be in the paper, man. New York Golden
really
Gloves.
big deal.
You know, it was a big thing for New York. I don't know what's going on, but I know COVID, I think, probably shifted that culture. You know, guys, those tournaments probably fell apart, but the New York Golden Gloves was a big deal, man. Talk about it, man. What year did you win?
2014.
Oh,
that
wow.
was when I won in the Metros and
Big.
yeah.
Metro booming.
Amateur boxing has two classes. They have novice and open class.
Yeah.
And
What are those for the viewers, by the way? What's novice and then what's open class?
novice and open class, they describe how many fights you've had. If you've had
10. I got it. Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, 10 fights. And
Yeah, novice is before 10 fights, 10 and after you go in the open class.
Yeah. Or if you get to the finals of a major tournament like the Golden Gloves. So you can be like
Oh, wow.
6-0 or 5-1 or whatever, and you get to the finals of the gloves
Yeah.
or the Metros or some other prestigious tournament, and then you're open class.
Yeah. So did that happen with you or?
No, I had 10 fights.
Yeah.
And I worked my way up the long and methodical way.
Yeah. Yeah, the man way. You came up the man way. Gym to gym, you fought everybody. When you talk about the training, what are some things a boxer should do when it comes to training as far as physical training and also training the mind, man? Nerves, man. Nerves are really, I don't care how much you're in shape, man. Nerves will turn you into a sack of potatoes within a second, So some physical exercises to get you in physical shape and then some mental fitness work that you do preparing for your fights.
Well, the correct answer is to run.
There's no correct answer in life, I feel like. Everybody's correct answer is different.
Yeah, some people are like, yeah, well, I don't run, I swim, and I don't run, I don't know, skip or something.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. You gotta get your heart going, and you gotta do it for a period of time that's going to, get you ready for a fight,
Combat.
for sparring, for
Right.
combat,
Yeah.
and woof,
Yeah.
running in the cold.
Yeah.
Running in the cold, and you'll realize that even though you can't feel your fingertips, it's your heart that's pushing you forward, and
Right.
it's a uplifting thought. It's something that it's hard to do, and you're doing it, so you feel better for doing something hard. That's boxing encapsulated. You gotta do something hard all the time. You have to be tested all the time, and a lot of people, it's not something that a lot of people can do. It's not something that everybody can do. So it's kind of like a club.
Yeah. It's VIP. I feel like the life, you're describing life. I'm working on a book, man. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but boxing principles apply to life a lot.
I don't know what I'm gonna call it.
I don't know what I'm going to call it.
'Cause that's life, right? In a way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is. Because I really don't. When you talk about the sport of boxing, you're talking about just leveling up. It's not for everybody. Everybody would love to be at a certain level, but do you have what it takes to maintain that? So that I think of boxing when I think of that. Like you said, you have to do something hard. You got to do the hard shit. A lot of people don't want to do the hard shit. They want to do the easy shit. The boxing shit is the hard shit, 24/7, running. Do you run with music or do you just cold turkey run?
I run with music. Honestly, I find it kind of odd, but I have a particular playlist that I only listen to when I run. And now whenever I hear songs from that playlist, it gives me like an adrenaline kick. Mm-hmm. Usually when I hear it, my heart's going. So now whenever I hear that song, my heart's going.
Can we get a couple tracks off the playlist, or is it top secret G4 G9 classified? And my man from Rush Hour G4 class. What he told Chris Tucker is G4 classified. This is playlist G4 classified.
Well, it's not classified.
It's personal.
Well, it's personal. You got to get weird with it sometimes.
Yeah, life is weird, bro.
So I listen to operatic classic music. Okay. I listen to, well, here I am talking, I don't know. Yeah. Beethoven's Ninth or something like that.
Beethoven, they said, was like a madman. No, am I making, I just feel like that level of, that gift, and to hone in on that gift, you have to be insane. I just feel like we're crazy. I feel like boxers, we're not normal people. And I'm going to take myself out of it. I'm more so geared towards you because you've lived a boxer lifestyle for over 10 years and I've seen it, which is why this is so special for me to, put you on this camera and talk to you about it because, like I said, that just goes to show you the art of perception and social media and reputation. I'm a personality. I'm da-da-da-da. You're just like, la, 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 frolicking through the lot, Golden Gloves, all over the country, out of the country, boxing, and it's amazing to see, that perception really rules, and you got the fucking accolades that back up what they want me to be, So this is amazing for you to talk on it as far as the sport, man. It's your shit, man. With that being said, I've been following your career for a long time. You've been in a lot of different legendary gyms, man. Can you give us a list of, some of the gyms that you've been to, whether you worked out there or not? Because to me, these is landmarks. Like, I just want to go to Crunk and just smell the air and Crunk, like just knowing the history. I'm a fanatic. So talk about the gyms, some of the trainers you worked with, notable trainers, and people you shared the ring with or trained with. So you got gyms, trainers, fighters.
Gyms. The Olympic Training Facility in Colorado. Wow. Colorado Springs.
I shake your hand for that, man. The altitude, I just want to, wow. How was that?
That was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. So that's saying something.
And you're always in shape, man. I've been in the ring with this fella. He's always in shape. Don't run up on him, man. I'm telling y'all thought I was doop, doop, doop. Do not run up on him. But back to the point, Colorado Springs Olympic Training Center.
Yeah. Well, if I stay in Colorado, then I can give you a couple of boxers from over there. There I met Bryant Jennings.
Wow. Philly stand up.
Philly, yeah.
For Klitschko. For Luis Ortiz. Legend.
Oh, boy, that guy hit hard. Well, then I can also talk about Cam F. Awesome.
Awkward. You remind me of Cam. I would love to see a conversation amongst you two, man. How did that go? Just to talk. Look up Cam F. Awesome, man. I watched him on the Golden Glove, the documentary they had on YouTube a while ago. He had fought Damani Rock out of Philly. And I learned a lot about Cam F. Awesome. You guys are very similar in philosophy.
Shout out to Damani Rock. I like that guy.
You met that guy too?
Yeah. I guess, I don't know if he would remember me, but I met him At Reno, Nevada, for the Olympic trials.
Yeah.
He was there, and man, he was
a beast.
He was a beast, but he got knocked out by Marlon Moore.
Marlon Moore's an animal, though, at Oakland. He trained under Virgil Hunter. He was training with Andre Ward. I'm a connoisseur of the sport, bro. Marlon Moore was a beast. Footwork. He's another one.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, Marlo, he was a hard person to put in a corner.
Yeah. Did you fight Marlon?
Yes. Several times.
That's tough, bro. These is guys that'll put you to sleep, man. Marlon Moore will punch you to sleep probably right now. Yikes. Wow. Okay. Marlon Moore. Wow. Tell me more, man.
More boxers, Olympic boxers. Carissa Shields.
Oh,
she was there.
Man.
Just throw out big names. Shakur Stevenson, he was there too.
Wow. So these guys watched you fight. You was in the tournament with these dudes as peers, teammates. Well, not teammates, but, peers.
Yeah. However you want to call it. I don't know how they looked at me because, I don't want to get into the specifics, but I didn't win the trials. I came in second, so I was the Olympic alternate.
Okay.
So, I like I said, I did go to Colorado, and I did work with the Olympic team at the Olympic training facility, but I didn't go to, I believe it was Brazil at the time. I because you got to qualify after you qualify in the tournament to get to fight in the Olympics. You have to qualify after you win the trials. Or come up second in the trials. You have to. Who did I fight? Where? Well, it was international competition in Venezuela.
You were there?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Talk about it. This is important, man. This is like I said. This boxing's not big in our area, so you hear about the guys who went overseas in basketball and the semi-pro footballs, and now you got Earn Your Leisure with financial literacies, different lanes. But as far as boxing, we don't have that often, man. There's not too many Brandon Lynches walking the streets of Greenburgh.
No, there's only one.
Yeah, so we got to talk about it because you've done these things, man. Like that's big business to me. I'm a fanatic of the sport, so I know. That was for the 2016 Olympics, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, right? Yeah.
20. Yeah. He knows.
Yeah, 26. I know more about this guy than him, man. This guy's just so non-caring. He's just like, I box, and Shakur, these big guys. I want to be on my fan bag. Like, yo, what's up? Can we train together and shit like that? That's dope. Who have you shared the ring with? Because, a lot of footage has popped up. I seen you was in Vegas, sparring with Michael Hunter. I seen you upstate somewhere working with Big Baby. I saw some other footage of you working with Price Taylor. You've been all over, man. Give us a list of different people you shared the ring with and got a chance to sharpen your sword with.
Well, right now, if I want to find some star power and spar with them, I would go to Brooklyn, Flatbush, and spar, with I call him Don Capel. Gosh, I really should remember his name. Giovanni Skrskushi.
Okay, I don't know who that is. Is he pro?
Yeah, he's a pro. He works with. I don't know exactly what his connection is to Michael Hunter, but he seems to work closely with him.
Okay.
And he just had a victory out of Madison Square Garden.
Oh, beautiful. That's amazing. Yeah, shout out to him. Well, who else, though, you been in there with, man? Don't make me start telling them. Who else you been in there with? Talk about it.
Okay, well, the biggest name that I can recall is, I can recall it. What's the guy's name? Big man from Great Britain. Juggernaut. Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce. Yo. How the fuck was that, man? You guys are very similar, too, and it's just, you guys just going in, don't care. Not a care in the world. A lot of punches, a lot of volume. You guys remind me of each other a lot. Jab and volume. Yeah.
Well, he got me out of there quick. I fought him in, it was a long time ago,
Yeah.
years and years ago, and man, does that guy hit hard?
Yeah, Juggernaut. Yeah.
I've been punched by a couple of different people, and Joe Joyce, he stands at the top.
Really?
Of power because he was tenacious.
Yeah.
And he knew how to hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a fight, so I was trying to get him.
He was
too.
going. That's he was trying to take his head off too. I was banging it.
Yeah, I was trying. Oh boy.
But this is a guy we can see on TV fighting, man. So like I said, that's big. That means something to me. Like being able to say you fought a Joe Joyce, a contender. He's been a contender for a while. He's shared the ring with. He's another one that took it far in the amateur circuit. Been all around. He traveled. You guys have similar paths too. Started late, travel. You've been all over the freaking world boxing.
Yes, boxing can take you all over the world, kids.
Yeah. At all of the gyms you've been to, what would you say is one of your favorites to train out of? Because you like all. What is it? Yeah, answer that, and then I'm gonna follow up question with that.
My favorite. Well, it's like asking me who's your favorite kid. You love all your kids in a different way. But I really like the gym that came to mind was the Quail Street Boxing Gym in Albany.
Okay.
It felt like the center of the city. It felt like everything else revolved around that place. And I was in college. I knew a couple of people, and it was a great time in my life. So Albany, Quail Street.
Was that Trevor Bryan and Mary Mom? That? Yeah. That's that gym?
Yeah. Kim Do and I should really remember these people's last names.
You don't remember anybody.
Kim Do, and there's another guy, another pro, Will, and Abraham Supernova. I remember that one.
You around him too? Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's a whole nother story. Years and years ago, he was working out in Braintree. It's like a few moments from Boston. And I was camping out over there, and it was an enlightening experience. Shout out to Javier Fortuna.
Oh wow,
he was there too.
Javier Fortuna. That's why before we get out of there, you have to run through the list of just different fighters you've been around, man. That's a lot of boxing energy.
There's just so many names.
There's so many. Listen.
Where do I start?
Wherever you want. It's your story. I can't. I wasn't there. I just seen. I'm like, damn. One day it just hit me like, yo, bro, this dude, he's a very accomplished. When it comes to boxing, man, you did a lot, man. Like, I would love to be around some of these people and just soak in that energy. And, Javier Fortuna, he's a lefty. He's quick. I would be watching these guys.
Yeah.
So give me the list. Nothing's normal. Brandon Lynch, who he's been around list as far as fighter-wise. Adam Supernova, I know him. The people may not know him, but he's with the blonde, So I watch the sport, so I hear these names. I'm like, damn, a kid from Greenburgh from 100 was around all of these people that I could see on PBC, DAZN, Top Rank, ESPN. These are these guys that you're just around, just doing you. That's energy. It's legendary energy.
Yeah. Well, I feel as though the most prestigious boxer that I can talk about is Devin Haney.
Wow.
He's a superstar, and he was kind of a superstar kid back when I was staying at his house years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you met Bill personally, the infamous Bill Haney.
The infamous Bill Haney.
Yeah.
He got those scary eyes. You don't want to mess with Bill.
How'd you even make that connection? Even go where he was? Or you're from the East Coast, brother, man. How'd you get next to
How?
Devin Haney?
Well, boxing has a lot of magic, and I don't know how exactly I got my number in Bill Haney's phone, but
Wow.
they called me down and they said, "Hey, why don't you come up here or come over to Vegas and spar a couple of people, and we'll see how you are, and we'll see if you're crazy, and if we want to mess with you in the future." And I went there, and yeah, it was an awesome experience.
Who'd you spar? It's Vegas now.
Right
It's the
to
fight
it.
capital.
I at the time they didn't tell me who I was going there for, but I suspect it was for Frank Sanchez.
He was around back then? I didn't know about him back then. Wow, that's interesting. Cuban.
Back then, but yeah.
Wow.
Well, it was before he blew up. Before he signed with
Is he with
Canelo's team.
Yeah. Unbelievable, man. That's dope. So what
Yeah.
happened?
I sparred him, and that was that.
Yeah.
Man, that guy, he doesn't. I guess styles make fights, and the Cuban style is something to be admired because they have this mystical skill of being able to hit you and then being just a little too far away for you to hit them back.
Yeah. It's art.
It's artsy and it's frustrating. Man, it wasn't frustrating trying to hit this kid, and then he would do his footwork, circle around a couple of feet, and then bop, touch me with very little effort, and well, that was a fun sparring session.
Wow. Frank Sanchez. Google him, y'all. Woo. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. Who else?
Who
Tell me
else?
more.
Well, you mentioned him offhandedly. Big Baby.
Yeah.
He's another
Big boy.
the biggest boy.
Yeah. Shout out to him. New York, too.
Yep.
From our city.
I think that Big Baby is right before his next big. He just had a fight with
For Daniel Dubois.
Dubois.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Good fight.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was in shape. Like I said, heavyweights, man. It's hard to. That 6th round, that's where it gets. That check engine light sometimes hits us, man. We big boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you throw in that much heat around.
Yeah, Dubois can crack too. Yeah. That's why I got so much respect for Joe Joyce, and even more for you. Once again, you look at how Joe Joyce handled Daniel Dubois, then you think that you fought Joe Joyce. That's big, man.
Well, thank you.
You know, that's big.
Yeah. I think that. Well, I mean, I don't want to linger on any other particular boxer for too long. But
Yeah.
Big Baby, he has. I think that he's underrated with how well he can, box.
Yeah.
His boxing IQ is through the roof, and he has a tremendous team with him. Social Crew for Life,
Yes, Cops and Kids.
Cops and Kids.
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
that's why this is so interesting. Like, we fought in the same tournament, y'all. We both from the same community. Fought in the 2012 Pure Breed, that tournament at Worldwide. We fought in the same tournament. And I lost to Nakusi first round. I got gassed out. And you lost to him in the chip. So that's funny, man. Like, yeah, when you say Cops and Kids, I remember Sosa was saying, like, yeah, you should get a shape, man. You'll be all right. And, yeah, you went on to fight Nakusi more than once, I believe, right? Did you fight him multiple times?
Yes, I did.
You got him back.
I
You got him back for both of us, man. I always want to shake your hand, man. You kicked his ass for all of us, man.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Nakusi Solomon, man.
Shout out to Nkosi. Yeah, I respect him through the roof, but I was possessed that fight. I was hearing music that wasn't there. I was, oh man, Red Bull, it wouldn't have changed a thing. It wouldn't have picked me up because I was already gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say that was my favorite fight.
Oh, wow.
Because Nkosi, I mean,
He's beating everybody, bro.
yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's a long guy. He's longer than me.
In shape, everything. Awkward. He was talking this little shit. That's this African motherfucker.
And
man.
he's going to talk while he pops you in the mouth.
Yeah. He was popping it, man.
Him and all of his Brooklyn entourage outside. If you don't think that the outside crew matters with the fight, go fight with Nkosi, and then you're going to get hit, and then you're going to hear everybody cheering, and then you're going to feel stupid.
Yeah, for sure. I've been there. Because he didn't really hurt me. He just was touching me. It was like, damn, this motherfucker's in shape. He got to talking this shit, and he, like I said, he had the whole Brooklyn with him. So it's an experience, man. It'll let you know. As we start to wrap things up, you never touched on your mental process as far as being a boxer. What is something? I mean, you kind of listening to you and knowing you strike me like, do you possess fear, or are you just like a carefree soul? Like you don't even think about the worst that can happen. You kind of just methodical, whatever, Lord of the Rings, real type of swag, like, or some Kakarot from Dragon Ball Z. You just searching for the Dragon Balls, man. Like, what do you do to mentally prepare, especially taking a show on the road alone? Like you're a kid from a small town and you've literally been around the world, around the country, different gyms. And if you, as a boxer, you know, when you go to somebody's gym, it ain't friendly, you know? It's not always friendly. So to go on that mission alone, it can be a very nerve-wracking mission. So what are some things that you do to mentally, stay fit for the agenda?
I would suggest that you practice breathing exercises.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sounds ridiculous, or at least I thought it sounded ridiculous the first time somebody suggested that I try to work on breathing. Because how is that going to help you punch somebody? Me breathing. But it helps because if you don't know, if you're not in your right mind when you're trying to throw the shot, when you're throwing the punch, then you're not going to connect as hard as you should, as cleanly as you should. Here I am pontificating. I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you mental fit? Like, what do you do? You said practice breathing exercises. See, I don't think this kid. I don't think he care. I don't think he cares. I think you just go through, not care, but I just think it is what it is. I think what you're like, what's going to happen is going to happen.
Well, yeah.
Fate, I think it's real, like, physiological with you. Like,
I don't know if everybody is going to box, then everybody has to be able to come to terms with what's going to happen. You're going to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And I don't think that everybody is ready for that cold reality that you're going to have to get punched in the face to get to the end of the road, to reach that goal that you want to get to. You're going to have to come across something unsavory, to say the least. And, well, how do you mentally prepare? Well, you anticipate it. How do you get ready for a test? You go back over the homework that you've had weeks leading up to the test, and you meditate on it. You think about it. And when the actual test pops up, you won't be nervous because you're too. Because you're too concerned about doing things correctly to worry about what you're not doing correctly.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, just channel your energy in the necessary engine that's going to get the mission. It does you no good to think about what could go wrong. I get over harping on what could go wrong. I mean, I feel like the thought of what could go wrong could make you, dot your I's and cross your T's on what you need to do so things don't go wrong. But, yeah, I'm a little bit more in tune with nerves, especially because of my namesake. Like, I'm Spanx, man. Like that, me just being who I am could easily, it'll mean more if something happens with me in there it'll be highlighted more than necessarily somebody like you who's more off the grid. That's one of the things about being off the grid. That's a plus. Nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching. What did my brother say? Well, if you don't put out your information to the public, then it's not public information. And if it's not public information, then you're not subject to public scrutiny.
Right. Yeah.
I like that.
I do too. Yeah. Yeah.
I like feeling as though I am doing things correctly. I like feeling like I'm that I'm not making mistakes.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they do something hard, and the only option is to get something done right.
Yeah.
By doing something. Oh gosh, that's
Yeah.
not even.
No, but you're a madman, bro. Like I'll be the first to tell you, you are a madman. It's giving real Einstein vibes. Like I said, I'm big into movies. That usually the craziest guy is the guy that does something special. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say crazy, maybe, but you know, it's safe to say like, y'all can see like there's something off, but it's
Charlie
something off.
from,
But at the same time, it works. It works, and I love these types of. It's real Joe Rogan-y. Like I love those type of conversations and those type of beings, and I'm fascinated by like people would classify in the weirdos, but those are the people who I like to study the mind. Like what goes through the mind of somebody like you. Like what the fuck, Because yeah, it's very fascinating for me. Like you guys are specimens, But as we wrap it up, man. What's next for you in the boxing world? What are some things you want to accomplish? Do you want to be a trainer? Do you want to pursue your professional career? Do you want to open a gym? Do you want to teach kids? Do you want to do seminars? What's next for Brandon Lynch, man? 'Cause I might have to manage Brandon Lynch, man. Get him out there, man. So, what's Brandon want, man? Sport of boxing.
I want to. I don't think that I would make a very good trainer, so I'd like to write a book. Yeah, let's go with that. I'd like to give some direction to somebody who feels like they're directionless. That sounds like a goal worth having. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
I want to help somebody, and hopefully that'll be financially responsible. Yeah. So if you want to contact Brandon, you can. Well, gosh, maybe I shouldn't just give you my phone number.
Yeah, no, it'll probably be good. So, and then what you're probably gonna have to do right now, I gotta go publish this on. What you're probably gonna have to do is start a social media account, which I believe you have a Facebook, not active, but we gotta get you on some social media. Start there, man.
Yeah, I have an Instagram. It exists.
Oh, really?
It's just hard to find. So it's child number 37, and you'll see a couple of faces, and hopefully you'll find mine. If you can see this face,
child 37. Okay, great. And so you wanna help somebody? You wanna write a book? Your boxing career that's done, or your lifetime train? Are you gonna be lifetime training for the rest of your life? But I'm never gonna stop training, me personally.
Well, boxing, it's not just to get in the ring and punch somebody. It's practice of doing things that are hard. I keep going back to that point. So I don't think that I'm not going to stop boxing because I'm not going to stop fighting. The fights in my life are going to keep happening, so I might as well get good at fighting, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to keep on fighting, and if you want to find me, hit me up on Instagram.
Are you gonna respond if they hit you up, man? Like 37 weeks later, man, you get a DM from Brandon. Just reach out to him today. By the summertime, you might get a response, man. But this has been a pleasure. I actually want to do a follow up and say that on camera, man, because it's just so much of your story that I know about that we didn't speak on, but I feel like it'll take us 2 days for me to get it out of him. So I think we're going to do like a Brandon Lynch boxing series. I don't know. We might throw in some anime.
A series?
I don't know. Like,
Anime?
we might do like a little anime comic series, man, because this kid's real Naruto, real
Berserk.
DBZ, real Sailor Moonish. I'm getting that kind of vibe.
Sailor Moon, hold on.
I'm a shit. I used to watch Sailor Moon. I don't fuck what y'all talking about, man. Sailor Moon. I watched all that shit, bro. Yu-Gi-Oh, all of that, man. Yeah,
One
this has been a
Piece.
pleasure, huh? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I
Listen.
mean, we're talking about anime. You just kind of have to throw One Piece in there. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah, see, I'm not
The
that
best
heavily
anime.
vested in it.
The
I don't
best
know what the hell
manga.
that part is, but see, that just goes to show you we need more time with Mr. Lynch, man. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, Brandon Lynch, ladies and gentlemen, Big Greenburgh, man, signing out. Yo. We gotta take a picture. That was dope.